Yeah.
Got it. There you go.
Yeah, or done on computer.
Yeah.
Done it on, so I'm glad it was so quick.
Okay.
You let me know when you're
So that
technically
should
ready.
be good. And then now we can go back to Zoom.
We had this very lopsided congregation today. The kid's over here to the left. I'm going to sing to all of you. You can only hear me singing. They
It's
get
gonna be going up like that.
Cantor and Evans singing. It's much better on their side.
Yeah, I have my computer. I can't. You have your phone back or no?
It's almost like you're doing this too when you're talking. Seriously, blocks the audio. If you don't like our service, there's another service at 7 o'clock. Malibu Jewish Community Center and Synagogue, my friend Rabbi Bill Kaplan. They're at station number 2. If you just want a service hop, just take your chair, run down there at 7 p.m. I talked to Bill, they're not going to start until 7:05 because of us. Any kids here who've gone to JC Shalom? So it's their executive director who's leading the service, Bill Kaplan. Miss Mandel, good.
We're just making sure it's on the YouTube, but
On the YouTube.
on the
It's
YouTube,
always
yeah. Your phone's right here.
Yeah.
Yep, we're good. Bye-bye.
Actually, this is story B.
We're making sure it's
Story B.
silly.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. That sounded a little tired. Have you guys been at the beach all day? A little worn out? Okay, the kids I expect to be a little tired, but let's get a big Shabbat Shalom so the whole beach hears us. Shabbat Shalom. That is fabulous. We apologize for the wind. We can't help it, but it's still good to let you know that we understand that there's a bit of an audio issue because of the wind. You'll sing and you'll be happy and it'll all be good, okay? So today, a story. There's a young boy who lived by the sea, or a young girl, whatever you want to think about as I tell the story. And back in the days, he lived back in the days when everyone thought the world was flat. Back when people were scared of venturing into the water. And yet every day he would take out his little boat, his little canoe, and he'd row out and he'd row out and he'd row out. He'd go almost too far from shore. And his father was always concerned, his mother was always concerned that a giant breeze would blow him away. So one day the father says to him, "Why do you go to the sea so often? Why do you drift so far out?" And the young boy says, "To find God." And the father's relieved and he says, "God is everywhere. You don't need to go to the sea." And the young boy says, "God is everywhere, but I am not." Where do we find our spirituality? Where do we go where we are present so we can feel the strength of all that is holy? Where we can feel the strength of community? I know that whenever I come out to the beach and feel this wind, whenever I smell the salt in the air, there is a greater connection. So today, as we're out here, may this be a greater connection for you. Like that little boy out in the sea, may you find God, may you find holiness. So let's take a moment and we're going to be very quiet. We might hear some laughter, some beachgoers. Let's just listen to the wind. And I'm going to put my tallis over the microphone so we don't listen to that sound. So take a moment. Take a moment and just listen. You can hear the joy of people who are here. You can hear the sound of the beach. You can almost hear the wind that is touching your skin. Now for some music, we have Cantor Orley for her second service. And Evan for his 23rd service. I don't know, either as a tech or as a guitar player or something. So thank you, Evan. We always love having you here. And they're going to do some music for us. Here we go.
So Shabbat Shalom, everyone. And to start, we're going to start with Bim Bam. And so I see a lot of kids here too, and adults, you're welcome to do this. So I want everyone to go like this. Bim Bam, Bim 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 Bam, Bim 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 Bam. Let's see, gotta go. Bim Bam, Bim 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 Bam, Bim 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 Bim. Now I say Shabbat Shalom. You say
Shabbat
Shalom. Hey!
Shabbat Shalom.
Hey!
Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Hey, Shabbat Shalom. Hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat.
one more time. Ready, Bim Bam? Ready?
Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Chee-la-la-la-la-la. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam.
One more time. Go.
Shabbat Shalom. Hey, Shabbat Shalom. Hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Hey, Shabbat Shalom. Hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom.
And now on to Ine Mato.
How good it is to be together. How good it is. So join us. It might be a different melody you're used to. If it is, you'll pick it up. Like wonderful. Getting ready.
While you don't have any books tonight, we're going to continue with Shalom Aleichem, that prayer, that melody we sing every Shabbat, where we welcome angels into our lives. So take a moment. Who has been an angel in your life this week? Who has given you a blessing? And who have you blessed? Take a moment and think about that special moment you had with someone. That special moment where they might have reached a hand out to you, or you reached out a hand to them. Remember that moment when you were an angel, or you were receiving the blessing of an angel. And as you think of that angelic moment, we sing Shalom Aleichem.
מלכים אלף מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא צאתכם לשלום מלאכי השלום מלאכי עליון אלפים אלף מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא
So now we're going to take a moment. I'm going to say a blessing over seeing, when we see oceans, we're supposed to say two blessings. Now you have to remember, back in the old days when they wrote these blessings, people didn't go to the ocean that often. So in Judaism, and really in Rabbinic Judaism, we're taught that upon seeing mountains, valleys, oceans, rivers, and wilderness, we say the following. Repeat after me. Praised are you, Adonai, source of goodness, for making creation work. And now what happens when creation doesn't work? Who's at fault? Human beings are supposed to be in partnership. And our goal is to make sure creation works because we're in partnership with God, with all that is holy. So when we look around at this beauty, we have to remember it's our responsibility to keep this beauty going, to keep our beaches clean, our air clean, our environment functioning. And as many of you know, that's a problem in today's world. So this blessing, thanking God for making creation work, we have to realize it's a reflection on us too. And it's not just asking God to make creation work, but reminding us that we have to make creation work. And then we also have a prayer we say when we see an ocean. So repeat after me, praise to you, Adonai, Pepsi Cola. Okay, a couple of you guys actually repeated that. Let's start over. Praise to you, Adonai, who made the great sea. And together we say, we're now going to move to Lachado D. We'll be doing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9 like we always do. If you don't remember the words, I'll just go lie, 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 or la, 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 or hum-de-dum, hum-de-dum, hum-de-dum. But sing along as best you can. And when we get to that last verse that we're doing tonight, I'm going to signal you to rise. And we're going to rise and we'll bow towards that Sabbath bride. And we'll imagine her sort of walking along the beach and on the sand towards us. Here we go. Lachado D. If you are able, please rise, face the ocean. Imagine that seventh bride with her big floppy hat to protect her from the sun is walking towards us. Here we go.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני הסגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקרבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, בני שבת, let's hear you, la 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 la, לך. בני שבת נקרבלה, לך דודי, לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקרבלה.
You may be seated unless you are 18 or younger, participating in youth group, or just one of our congregants, or one of our religious school kids. If you're 18 or younger, please come forward. You're going to light our candles tonight. How they lead them forward. Right over here. How you guys doing?
Such a big girl. Right? I'm like,
Go around, go around. A lot of these kids have been on the beach all day. Brooke and Samantha, you guys can join us too. You've been on the beach all day. Oh, well, Brooke has. So Brooke should join us now.
We're 18 in our minds.
So who is going to turn on our candles? Come on, guys. Closer. Don't be shy. Come closer. Come closer. All the ones in the back, come closer. So as we light our candles, or at least as we twist them on, twist, we think they're on. They're both good. As the Shabbat candles are lit, we now really enter Shabbat. And our Sabbath bride, who we just sang to, she's entering this gateway, entering our lives for the next 24 hours, bringing us peace and calm. If the kids can help us lead, here we go. Let's yell out Yasher Koach to our candle lighters. Yasher Koach, guys. You can go back to your seats, back to the sand, wherever you want to go. Rabbi Nachman of Bratslav, he once wrote, "Grant me the ability to be alone. May it be my custom to go outdoors each day among the trees and grass, among all living things. And there may I be alone and enter into prayer, to talk with the one to whom I belong. May I express there everything in my heart, and may all the foliage of the field, all grasses, trees, and plants awake at my coming, to send the powers of their life into the words of my prayer, so that my prayer and speech are made whole to the life and the spirit of all growing things, which are made as one by their transcendent source. May I then pour out the words of my heart before your presence like water, and lift up my hands to you in song on my behalf and that of my children. This rabbi is speaking about how we should connect with everything around us when we pray, with the trees and the sand and the grass, the ocean, the water, the wind. Whatever we feel as in nature, we should connect to it as we rise in prayer. We don't feel this connection. If we are only thinking of ourselves, we are truly not praying. So let us rise if we are able for the Baruch Hu. As we rise, let's take a moment. Feel that wind, feel that connection. Face the ocean as we begin our call to worship, the Baruch Hu.
Barechu et Adonai Hamevorach Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Hamevorach Leolam Vaed Hamevorach Hamevorach Leolam Vaed.
We take a moment for the Shema. We should take one hand, and normally we cover our eyes. Maybe tonight we just block out some of the people around us just so we can stare straight ahead at that ocean, so we can focus on those beautiful waves, so we can feel connected to that water. And let's take a big, deep breath in and hold it and let it out. Another deep breath in. Hold it. Let it out. On this deep breath in, focus on one wave, that wave that you feel connected to. Deep breath in. Hold it. Let it out. The Shema.
Israel, Adonai, Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod, Malechuto, Leolam Vaed.
You may be seated. The seagulls are watching us. I don't know if you noticed that or not. Any volunteers to help the cantor and Evan with the hafta? Any kids want to come forward and help? No twisting of arms tonight. Would anyone like to do it? Anyone? 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 Well, my wife is coming forward. She's one of the kids. Any other kids want to come forward? Okay, I won't force you. Here we go. So we sung too early for the Sabbath bride because she just arrived in a black car and she's behind us. As a bride getting her pictures taken for a wedding is my guess. Yes. So first time ever we've actually had that bride show up after we get done singing a song for the Sabbath bride. I want to point that out. Nachshon. Let me tell you a little bit about Nachshon. Nachshon was an Israelite. He was an Israelite who's famous because of what he did near the sea. And every couple of years when we come out here, I'd like to remind us about Nachshon, about a gentleman who was a big grump, who was lazy, and he was known for being a complainer, a good-for-nothing complainer, who was always grumpy. He was the guy you didn't turn to when you wanted something. He was the guy that you avoided. If you wanted to waste an afternoon listening to complaints, you went to Nachshon. If you wanted someone to yell at you, you went to Nachshon. If you wanted someone cross to spend the afternoon with, you went to Nachshon. He'd complain about how you smell, how you look, how you act, how you talk. And he complained that you didn't bring him a gift. So when we left Egypt, he was still complaining. My bread hasn't had time to rise. Did anybody's bread have time to rise? No, but Nachshon decided to complain about it. And so when the Israelites reached the Sea of Reeds, he complained the whole way there. He said, my feet are hurting. Oy vey. Why is God in heaven making me walk this far? This matzah stuff is disgusting. Then finally they got to the Sea of Reeds. And there they were. They didn't know how they were going to cross because it was filled with water. And across in the distance, they saw the Egyptian army coming after them. They didn't want to become slaves again, but what were they to do? Stuck between an army and an ocean, an army and a sea. And so God said to Moses, what are you waiting for? Do something. Lead the Israelites. Move to that water. But all Moses saw was the sea in front of him and the Egyptian army behind him. And the heads of the tribes of Judah and Simeon and Levi and Benjamin, they stepped forward, but they were too afraid to walk into that water. So they bickered over who should go first. But Nachshon, he heard the words of God as gossiped by the Israelites. The Israelites were whispering God's command. God has said, go, cross, but Moses isn't doing anything. And the heads of the tribes are arguing. So Nachshon, he gets up and he passes by those arguing tribal leaders. And he calls them a bunch of bums. He takes off a shoe. He sticks his toe in the water. It's awful cold. And he looks up in the heavens and says, you couldn't make the water a little bit warmer? And he takes off another shoe and he puts it into his backpack. And then he takes a step into the sea. And the children who believe start to gather. And now he's up to his knees and women yell for him to come back. And those voices of women showing their concern draw others to the water. And Nachshon is now up to his waist, and men yell for him to return. Who does he think he is? Why is that complainer going out there? That's meant for a leader. But everybody knows why, because everyone else was too scared to go forward. And then Nachshon yells out, follow me. And know how many people follow him? 0. And now Nachshon is up to his neck with water. Now he's up to his lips in water. And now the water's above his mouth. And instead of saying, follow me, he says, follow me, gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. And he disappears under the water. And the men and women begin to wail and say, that is what is going to happen to us. And And they see the Egyptian soldiers coming closer and closer, and they're still stuck between the army and the sea, and Nachshon, they think, is just drowned. But under that sea, there's Nachshon. He sees some whales, and he waves at them, and he sees an octopus, a school of fish, 2 mermaids, not just one. And of course, being the complainer that he is, he doesn't really care. And he's losing his breath. And just for a moment, he loses faith. And he thinks, I think I'm going to die here. He's ready to complain, but he knows better. He knows God's command was to go forward, so he does. And then the sea suddenly splits. And Nachshon finds himself on dry land with 2 giant walls of seawater on either side of him. And he yells out, "Follow me!" And Moses looks into the water and sees Nachshon and says, "Follow him!" And everyone follows Nachshon. And he gets to the other side and he watches 2 million Israelites cross over. He rubs his sore feet, he puts on his shoes, and as he steps out of the water, the last Israelite to exit because he watches everyone else pass, those waters come crashing down on that Egyptian army. That day, Nachshon was not a good-for-nothing complainer. That day, Nachshon was the bravest hero amongst all the Israelites. Every moment of every day, we have a chance to act like Nachshon, the good-for-nothing lazy complainer, or like Nachshon, the hero. Everyone, every day, every moment has the opportunity to do good, to do something holy, if we so choose. So now we continue with Nachshon in our hearts, the Michamocha, because the Michamocha is the song the Israelites sang after Nachshon and Moses led them across that sea of reeds. The Michamocha speaks about the joy of this miracle, the joy of getting to the other side. Michamocha, led by Cantor Nevin. Here we go.
There we go.
Dear God, be good to me. The sea is so wide, my boat is so small. We take a moment for the Mishra Prayer. We say this prayer for those who need healing, for those who assist those who need healing, for people we know and people we do not know. We say it because we want the world to move forward in good health. So on this Friday night on our Mishra list, Richard Barrett, Herman Bustamante, Sylvia Nemiroff, Joan Shank, Louise Adhami, Peggy Holm, Gloria Katzman, Sherry Wells, Lisa Bruner, Firuz Manabi, Vahi Manabi, Neil Friedman, Sarah Knopf, Wayne Shaw, Jack Simon, Ron Jacobs, Barry Katz, Sharon Schenker, Paul Hiddleman, Mark Jeff Stickler, Leanne Rosenberg, Karen Ibadi, Jacob Alone, Renee Ross, Mark Groner, Gloria Katzman, Barbara Johnson, Julie Polly, Karen Zelensky Lee, Robert Siegel, and Chuck Lipman. We also think of those suffering in the Ukraine, those injured due to border challenges, those healing from all too frequent gun violence, those affected by terrorist attacks, and all those caring for the ill. If you have an additional name for our Mishra Prayer list, share it with us now. May the God of our ancestors grant her a complete and full healing to all those we name this evening and to all those we hold in our hearts. And together we sing, singing the Mishra Prayer.
May the source of strength to bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Shebera imotenu b'kor Abraham lo mortenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We now rise for the Amidah. If you're able to stand, please do. We'll be doing Adonai Sifatai Talk tonight as the opening lines, and then we'll stand in silent meditation. Whenever you're done with your silent meditation, you may be seated. A poem to introduce the Amidah called God's Wheel, written by Shel Silverstein. God says to me with a kind of a smile, "Hey, how would you like to be God for a while?" "Okay," says I'll give it a try. "Where do I sit? How much do I get? What time is lunch? When can I quit?" "Give me back that wheel," says God. "I don't think you're quite ready yet." The Amidah.
Adonai Sifatai Talk ufi akitehi latecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Odievo shalom aleinu, odievo shalom aleinu, odievo shalom aleinu, ve'anulam. Odiyavo Shalom Aleinu. Odiyavo Shalom Aleinu. Odiyavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'adulam. Ready? Salam Aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam. Aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, shalom. A little faster, guys. Odiyavo Shalom Aleinu. Odiyavo Shalom Aleinu. Odiyavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'adulam. Odiyavo Shalom Aleinu. Odiyavo Shalom Aleinu. Odiyavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'adulam. Salam, salam. Aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam. Aleinu ve'akol ha'olam. Salam and shalom, salam, shalom. Odiyavo Shalom Aleinu. Odiyavo Shalom Aleinu. Odiyavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'adulam.
Yashakol. We now turn to the mourner's Kaddish. Our hearts turn to those who have really recently passed, and to those who died during this season years ago. On our recently departed list, Hunter Venturelli, remembered by the Botwinick family. Betty Greenwald, remembered by the Deschel family. Alex Fischel, remembered by the Fischel family. Jerry Chutka, remembered by the Hanisch family. Rivka Goldstein, remembered by the Campbell family. We also hold in our prayers those taken by the continuous gun violence that happens every week in this country, those who have died of COVID, and those who were killed in the Ukraine. We also think of those who have yortzites this week. Pauline Bank, Ira Belf, Larry Benjamin, Jeffrey Cole, Irene Davis, Ben Eisenberg, Frida Fenster, Ralph Freund, Philip Garnick, Pearl Ginsberg, Philip Glazer, Jeanette Glassman, Jonathan Higgins, Robert Joseph Kay, Sid Kreinus, Karina Levitt, Leonard Lebarkin, Susan Marks, Patty Mogitz Zimmerman, Charles Newman, Michelle Rodriguez, Judy Rosen, Michelle Rubin, Marion Steingeiser, Alexander Strauss, Herman Wanenmaker, Yetta Weissman, and Patty Mogitz Zimmerman. If you have an additional name for our Kaddish Yortzeit list, please share it with me now. If you're in the first 7 days of morning Shiva, please rise. If you're in the first 30 days of morning Shloshim, please rise. If you're in the first year of mourning, please rise. If you're observing a yortzeit, please rise. As a community, we rise to show our support and love for those who remember and who mourn. The mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yikadash shmei Rabbah, v'alma yivrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yimechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, v'agalav yisman kari v'imru. Yehei shmei Rabbah v'barak le'olam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha v'rechu le'la min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata damiran v'alma v'imru Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen oseh shalom v'imromam hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May the one who makes peace on high grant peace to all who mourn, to all Israel, and to all humankind. And together we say, Amen. You may be seated now for the most important moment in services. Announcements. Cynthia, come on forward.
Cynthia.
Cynthia?
Coming.
No.
I know. No, our notes flew away, so I'm winging it. So Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Rabbi John, Cantor Orley, and Evan for beautiful service. A beautiful place. We wanted to remind you that next Friday night, we are having our drumming Shabbat, and it's split into two parts, the grown-up part and a kid part. So look at your email and check it out, and make sure you come when you want to come. But come, because it's a lot of fun. Indoor with air conditioning, okay, and good acoustics. Also want to tell you about two programs that are coming up later in the summer, in a few weeks actually. So we are going to be doing a very special Havdalah Saturday night on August 20th in Deer Hill Park in Oak Park. So we have a lot of congregants in the Oak Park area, and we want to go out and support them. And we want to, introduce that community to us and all of our spirit and all of our joy. So please schlep out to Oak Park on the Saturday night, 6 o'clock. It'll be a bring your own picnic, but Cantor Orley and Evan have promised us a really fun evening, like sing along, some kind of game, music game. So definitely come. And then on August 26th, the next Friday night, is our end of summer family Shabbat blowout. So we'll be doing the service early that night, 5:30, and indoors. And then we'll be having our big, blowout fun with Wayne leading our watermelon eating contest. So please come, and we're trying to get back to normal. Come. So that's August 26th, Friday night. So do we have a tzedakah box? No. Okay. Give generously back at the temple. Oh, last, if you have not yet completed your annual congregant commitment, it's in every email. Please look for it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, come see me. I'm over there in the back. This is how we keep Kol Tikva alive and strong, and we pay it forward for the next generation. So please, annual congregant commitment, very, very important. Thank you.
And so now you can sit, you can stand, but put your arms around people you know. If you do not know them, ask their permission. And if they say yes, say thank you. If they say no, don't take it. Here we go. I think we got no session alone coming up.
Shalom b'broma, yaseh shalom. Shalom b'broma, yaseh shalom. Shalom b'broma, yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'achol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'achol Yisrael. Let's do that, ready? 1, 2, 3, and shalom b'broma, yaseh shalom aleinu. Shalom b'broma, yaseh shalom aleinu. Shalom b'broma, yaseh shalom. Stop it. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'achol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'achol Yisrael.
I hope you saw the Dolphins joined us, right? Yeah, that was great. I would like the staff to come forward to hold our Kiddush Cup tonight. And so if you work for Kol Tikva in any way, come forward. If you've ever gotten a call, if not, have a seat for right now. Laureen, you definitely, don't put those out yet. Come over here. Go. I don't know. I'm not worried about that right now. That's good because you actually do work for us. All right, let's look over here real quick. Or not, I don't care. We're going to really quickly introduce you to the staff. If you don't know them, I'm going to pass the mic. Introduce yourself and your position.
Stephanie Elkins, your outreach advocate.
Mark Sonderman, security. Waterman, executive director.
Callie Thompson, experiential education coordinator.
Samantha Duenas, for the disco director. And I work the cameras.
Evan Schreier, kitty president. And now, Allie, hold that. Can you pour that in for her? And they're all going to hold a cup together. Can you all sort of touch a cup? It pops open, pops open. Pops. There you go. We pour in the wine or grape juice or whatever it is. They're all going to touch the cup and we're going to point at it. Like we have one, very cool. And here we go. L'chaim, someone has to take a sip now, otherwise it's not a kosher place. And now, I want everyone to point at the challah and go yum, yum, yum. Yeah, it's challah, isn't it? All right, after we say the motzi, I believe Laureen's going to put out some oneg over here. Just come get an oneg, come get some oneg, come get some challah. Wish everybody a Shabbat Shalom. And we have pizza left. If anybody wants pizza, go over there and get 4-hour-old cold Costco pizza. No charge at all, as much as you want. Okay?
What a salesman.
We don't waste food.
Here we go. Wish somebody Shabbat Shalom and then come get oneg.
I hope good.